Imagine pouring your heart, soul, and every last dime into your family, only to find out they've been playing you like a fool. That's my story, how my two sisters stabbed me in the back, and the truth came crashing down in the most humiliating way possible, right in front of everyone I know. My name's Ethan Carter. I'm a freelance coder by day, slinging lattes at a coffee shop by night to make ends meet. I'm not rolling in cash, but I've been scraping by, dreaming of the day I can afford a little apartment of my own. That dream got put on hold when my younger sisters, Chloe and Mia, got into their fancy colleges. When those acceptance letters came, our house turned into a party. Mom and Dad were over the moon, bragging to anyone who'd listen. Chloe was all about becoming a fashion designer, and Mia had her sights set on being a hotshot lawyer. Me? I was in the corner, smiling but stressing, already doing the math in my head. My parents couldn't afford to send both girls to school. They made that crystal clear with little hints at dinner. College costs a fortune these days, but Chloe and Mia deserve a shot, don't they, Ethan? Mom would say, giving me that look. I didn't have much, but they're my sisters, you know? I figured, what's wrong with helping out family? So I stepped up. At first, it was small stuff textbooks, some groceries. But before I knew it, I was covering their shared apartment rent, utilities, even their weekend party budgets when they needed to unwind from school stress. Chloe and Mia always had an excuse when they asked for cash. "We'll pay you back once we graduate and get jobs," Chloe would say, all sweet and convincing. "Mom and Dad can't help. Ethan, you're our only hope," Mia would add, her eyes big and pleading. I bought it. I worked myself to the bone, skipped meals, gave up dating, and kissed my apartment savings goodbye just to make sure they had everything they needed. What I didn't know was that they'd been plotting together from the start to milk me dry. One day, I swung by their place to drop off some groceries and overheard them on speakerphone. "Ethan's such a pushover," Chloe giggled. "Act a little sad, and he'll fork over whatever we want," Mia laughed back. "Yup, as long as he thinks he's saving us, he'll never quit." I froze outside their door, my heart sinking like a stone. I wanted to barge in, to yell, but I just walked away, telling myself I must have misheard. Deep down, though, something broke a tiny crack in the trust I had for them. Things got worse from there. Their demands went through the roof. Chloe was posting pics of designer dresses on Instagram, while Mia showed off trips to ritzy beach resorts all on my dime. I was pulling all-nighters, coding, and burning out at the coffee shop, my eyes bloodshot from no sleep, while they lived like princesses. I tried to brush it off, thinking they were just keeping up with their rich college friends. But then I realized they weren't even trying to get part-time jobs or cut back. "Everyone at school's like this, Ethan," Chloe said when I asked about her new 500 purse. "I don't want to look broke," Mia chimed in, like I should be grateful to fund their glow-up. Mom and Dad were no help. Every time I tried to talk about how I was drowning, Mom shut me down. "They're your sisters, Ethan. You're the big brother, it's your job to look out for them." Dad would nod, saying, "Family means sacrifice. You should be proud to help them shine." Proud? I felt like a doormat, like the whole world could see I was being used except me. Every night, I'd stare at my empty bank account and wonder, what am I doing with my life? The betrayal hit me like a freight train when Chloe and Mia asked me to pay for a study abroad trip to Italy. "It'll make our resumes pop," Chloe said over the phone, like I'd already signed the check. "It's just a bit extra, Ethan. Think of it as investing in our future." I nearly choked. I'd sold my old car to cover their rent last month, and now they wanted more? "Have you guys thought about earning your own money?" I asked, trying not to snap. Mia laughed like I'd told a joke. "Earn money? We're swamped with school, Ethan. Besides, you've always got us covered, right?" I hung up, my hands shaking with rage and hurt. I called Mom and Dad, hoping they'd talk some sense into them, but Mom just sighed. "Don't be selfish, Ethan. They're chasing their dreams." Dad was harsher. "You're their brother. If you don't step up, who will?" I ended the call feeling like my whole family was piling on me to prop up Chloe and Mia. The real explosion came at our family's Christmas party. I didn't want to go, but Mom insisted, saying we needed to come together. When I walked in, Chloe and Mia were holding court, gushing about their classes and friends while Mom and Dad hung on every word. Nobody asked how I was doing, even though I'd just worked an 80-hour week. I sat there, feeling like a ghost in my own family, the loneliness growing heavier by the minute. Halfway through the party, Chloe turned to me with a smug grin. "Hey, Ethan, you ready to pony up? We need cash for that Italy trip soon, it's not cheap." Mia smirked, like it was a done deal. I gripped my glass so hard I thought it'd break, my blood boiling. "Have you guys considered handling it yourselves?" I said, my voice shaking. Chloe rolled her eyes. "Handle it? Get real, Ethan. We've got exams and projects. That's your thing, isn't it?" Mia piled on. "Yeah. Don't let us down now, big bro." I set my glass down and stared them both dead in the eyes. "I've worked 2 jobs, given up my dreams, to keep you two floating. And you think it's my job to keep funding your lives?" The room went silent, like someone hit pause. Mom and Dad gaped at me like I'd cussed in church. Chloe scoffed. "Oh, please, don't make it a soap opera. You're just jealous because we're actually going somewhere, and you're stuck pouring coffee." Her words cut deeper than I can explain. After everything's sleepless nights, skipped meals, my savings gone, they saw me as a loser. I felt tears prick my eyes, but I swallowed them down. "Jealous?" I said, my voice low and cold. "Chloe, Mia, my life's on hold because I've been bankrolling yours. I've got nothing left. No money, no time, no dreams because you think you're entitled to it all." Mom jumped in. "Ethan, stop it. You don't talk to your sisters like that." Dad nodded. "You're embarrassing us all." But I wasn't done. I looked at Chloe and Mia, my heart breaking as I spoke. "I heard you plotting, laughing about how easy it is to use me. You think I'm your ATM, but I'm done. No more rent, no tuition, no Italy trip, nothing." Chloe laughed nervously, but her eyes were panicked. "You're not serious, Ethan. We need you," Mia shouted. "You're really gonna ditch us like this? You're pathetic." I stood up, facing the whole family. "I'm not pathetic. I'm just tired of being betrayed by the people I love most. Call me whatever you want, but from now on, you're on your own." I walked out, my chest tight with anger and heartbreak. For the first time, I stood up for myself, but it felt like I'd lost my family in the process. The fallout hit like a hurricane. The next morning, my phone was blowing up with texts from Chloe and Mia. At first, they played nice. "Ethan, we're sorry, okay? We need you," Chloe wrote. When I didn't reply, they got nasty. "You're such a selfish jerk. Wait till Mom and Dad hear how you screwed us over," Mia texted. And boy, did they follow through. They called Mom and Dad, spinning a story that I'd cut them off out of jealousy for their success. Chloe sobbed about missing her Italy trip, and Mia claimed I'd always resented them for being smarter. My parents ate it up. Mom called me, her voice shaking with anger. "How could you do this to your sisters? Are you that bitter they're making something of themselves?" Dad was colder. "I'm ashamed of you, Ethan. I didn't raise you to be this petty." I tried to explain, but they wouldn't listen. "They said you're mad because they got into college and you're just a coder," Mom said. That one hit like a punch. I'd poured my life into helping them, and they turned me into the villain. I hung up, feeling like the ground had dropped out from under me. Then things got crazier. I'd put my phone on silent one day to focus at the coffee shop coding deadlines were kicking my butt, and I needed a clear head. During my break, I checked my phone and saw 14 missed calls from an unknown number, starting at 8 a.m. and going all the way to noon. My stomach twisted. Who calls that much? I figured it was a scam and ignored it, heading back to Steam Milk and smile at customers. Right before closing, the shop door swung open, and this guy storms in looking pissed. "Ethan Carter?" he barks, loud enough that heads turn. I freeze, my heart pounding. "Yeah, that's me. What's up?" I say, trying to sound chill even though I'm freaking out inside. "I'm the landlord for Chloe and Mia's apartment," he says, his face red. They told me you've been paying their rent, but I haven't seen a dime this month. What's the deal? My jaw drops. They gave him my number? I shake my head, scrambling for words. I'm not paying their rent anymore. You need to talk to them. He squints at me, then pulls out his phone, scrolling through a message. I called you yesterday, guess you were too busy to pick up. So they sent me the address of this coffee shop, said you work here, and I should sort it out in person. You dodging me, or what? I feel like I've been slapped. Chloe and Mia didn't just give him my number, they told him where I work, sent him to confront me in front of my coworkers and customers. My coworker Sarah glances over, worried, while a couple at a nearby table starts whispering. I'm mortified. Like my whole life's been dragged out for everyone to judge. I take a deep breath, forcing myself to stay calm. I'm not dodging anyone, I say, my voice steady but burning inside. My sisters have been using me for years, and I'm done. They signed the lease, not me. You'll have to deal with them. He stares at me, like he's trying to decide if I'm lying, then mutters something about lawyers and storms out. The door slams, leaving the shop dead quiet except for the hum of the espresso machine. I go back to wiping the counter, my hands shaking so bad I can barely hold the rag. Sarah comes over, her voice soft. Ethan, you okay? What was that about? I just shake my head, too raw to talk. My sisters didn't just take my money, they took my trust, my pride, and now my privacy. Exposing me like this in a place I've worked so hard to belong. I've never felt so alone, so betrayed by the people I'd have given anything for. The drama didn't stop there. Chloe and Mia doubled down, spreading lies to our parents that I'd abandoned them out of spite. They even posted vague sob stories online, whining about family letting you down, and setting up a crowdfunding page for their unexpected hardship. Some of their friends fell for it, but most people smelled the scam. Nobody wants to bankroll their designer bags. The final blow came when Mom called me in a panic. Apparently, Chloe and Mia had racked up thousands in credit card debt under our parents' names, blowing it on clothes and trips they couldn't afford. They said it was just temporary, but we can't pay it off, Mom cried. Ethan, please, you're our only hope. I laughed, but it was hollow, bitter. After they believed every lie, after they let my sisters paint me as the bad guy, they still expected me to fix it? This isn't my mess, I said, my voice calm but final. You chose to believe them. You let them run wild. And now you're stuck with the consequences. I'm done cleaning up after them. Mom sobbed. Dad stayed silent, and for once, they didn't argue. Maybe they finally saw I wasn't their bailout anymore. I cut contact and focused on rebuilding my life. I landed better coding gigs, started saving again, and for the first time in years, I felt like I was living for me. But the hurt's still there, not for the money, but for the family I lost. Last I heard, Chloe and Mia were crashing with Mom and Dad, still making excuses, still expecting handouts. Part of me pities them, trapped in their own selfishness. But mostly, I'm free. They broke my heart, but I learned to put myself first, and that's worth more than they'll ever know.